Okay, so now you've done step 1 value proposition, you've done step 2, you've created your Learning Journal webpage and you've answered the questions on value proposition. Now we move on to step 3, finding problems, which is very closely related to the stuff that we did in class last week. So, what is it we need to do? Let's have a look at our Learning Journal. So, you'll notice that I've got the My Learning Journal page, value proposition, and under here I've created a page called Finding Problems That Matter. In the edit view, it looks like this: My Learning Journal, value proposition, and finding problems that matter. Now, first up, finding and solving problems that matter to people. So one of the key indicators of success for a business is their ability to find and solve problems that matter to specific people. We did this in class on the redesigning the gift giving process, and now you're doing it independently on the problems that you recorded in your Pain journal. Step 1. You need to add a reflection in that identifies how you used the Pain journal and what a Pain journal is in order to identify all of the pain points that were experienced by people in our class. You also then need to embed a link to our class Stormboard. If you don't know how to embed a file, make sure you go to Insert up here, and then you can find Embed, and then paste the link to the website that you would like to embed in there. You'll note that once you do embed a website, you've got little drag arrows around, so you can make the page bigger or smaller, or go across more pages. Now, before we move on, we're going to have a look at what this looks like. Remember, anytime you want to save, you need to press Publish. So, on your Pain journal, we went through as a class and we brainstormed everything that annoyed us over a week, and we put it over on the left-hand side of the Pain journal. And then, one by one, we moved over the things that annoyed us most into a pain versus frequency chart. And we note that as we move up, the very top of the chart is our super strong pain. I can't even think when this is happening. And then as we move further down the bottom axis, we start thinking about this hardly even affects me at all. On the horizontal axis, on the left-hand side, we have this never happens, and on the right-hand side, I can't remember a time when this didn't happen. So the purpose of this activity is for you to go through and identify all of the points that are painful for you and put them on a pain versus frequency chart. Your task is to take at least 10 points off of this Stormboard and create your own pain versus frequency Stormboard and embed it into your own site. Once that's done, you then need to complete a reflection, because ultimately that's what you're assessed on, where you describe how you use the pain versus frequency matrix along with the Pain journal in order to identify problems that are worth solving. You need to ensure that you discuss that things in the top right-hand quadrant are happening really, really frequently and they're really, really painful. And that means that that is a business opportunity for us. At the end of this activity, you need to identify and embed into your website problems 1, problems 2, and problem 3. You'll notice how this part of the website I've set up in columns, and I'll show you how to do that. In the edit view, as we scroll down, you can see we've got little text boxes where you can write out each of your problems. When you click to add a text box, you can resize it. And that's all that I've done here, is resize them in columns. And then clicked and added one next to it and resized it into a column. Once you have your 3 problems on this page, you are ready to save your work by clicking Publish and move on to step 4. As always, any questions, just post me on Classroom.